This episode may contain moderately strong language and themes.
I'm Emma Clarke, a professional voiceover from the UK. You'll have heard me on radio, telly, in toys, games, apps, on public transport systems, and while you're hanging on the phone listening to glorious music. I've even featured in a Hollywood blockbuster playing the part of a stricken starship. But this podcast is dedicated to the dodgy direction voiceovers are given by their well-meaning clients.
Welcome to Dodgy Voiceover Direction with Emma Clarke.
This one was an eye-opener. It was late on a Friday afternoon and I was getting ready to knock off for the week when an email arrived from a client I'd worked with a few times. Lovely man. He wanted me to read a radio commercial for a cafe in a small town somewhere in England. I needed to sound relaxed, happy and delighted to be in a cosy cafe enjoying a snack and a light beverage. Perhaps while reading a book or listening to music or people watching. Or maybe apologising to the man sitting next to me because I'd been staring at his alarmingly sculpted beard for 20 minutes with my mouth open. It happens. I thought, that describes me perfectly. I can do this. I cast my eye over the script. It looked normal. The name of the radio station was at the top of the page, along with the title, the duration of the commercial, all the reference numbers, the radio station upon which this ad was going to be broadcast. And then, there it was. It was in 12-point Arial italic, so unassuming, so casual, so simple. But it stopped me in my tracks. It said,
"Dear Emma Clarke, can you sound as if you've got a mouthful of a sausage sandwich? Although it mustn't sound meaty, in case we offend vegetarians."
I mean, I'm not sure how meat should sound when it's in your mouth, but I'm damn sure it's indistinguishable from other foodstuffs. How does meat sound anyway? I mean, obviously it makes a noise when you cook it. There's the sizzling of bacon, maybe a stew makes a boiling sound in the oven. Sausages fizz a bit when you grill them. But in a sandwich, when the cooking's over, you want your meat silent, don't you? It occurred to me that the only time meat makes a noise is before it becomes meat, when it's still alive. Then, when it's being cooked, and you can probably hear it if it's been badly cooked, you've eaten it and it's now doing terrible, terrible things to your gastrointestinal tract. That, I'm sure, is noisy. So much of a voiceover's professionalism relies on diplomacy. I typed a reply to my client. "You don't have to worry," I said. "As a vegan, I can confirm I'm not offended by a meaty brunch. I understand people have needs. I'll get it recorded ASAP." Within a minute, he'd fired back a reply.
"You'll have to have something in your mouth for that part. I don't care what it is, but it has to sound like it could be meat."
Listener, I used bread. Bread. I went all in on the sandwich angle. I delivered the audio to my client and he didn't reply. That's normal in the voiceover world. Usually a producer only replies if there's a problem. For instance, if you've mispronounced something or the client got their own name wrong. So not to hear anymore was actually a good thing. The client has worked with me again since, so our relationship has somehow deepened through the power of pretend audio meat.
You've been listening to Dodgy Voiceover Direction with Emma Clarke. Rate the show, write us a review, and tell your friends. Thanks for listening.
That's it for this episode of Dodgy Voiceover Direction. Find out more about me and my work at emmaclarke.com. There's an E on the end of Clark, by the way. Listen to my stuff, read my blog, and if you want to know more, sign up for my newsletter. If you enjoyed this show, give us a rating, hopefully a good one, and leave a review, and tell your mates. If you find me endlessly fascinating, unlikely I know, but a girl can hope, you can check out the music I write. You see, I'm also a classical composer, and the music podcasts I make before the bar opens and the title track. All my music stuff is at ebclarke.com. See you next time on Dodgy Voiceover Direction.